Hey guys and gals, this is Trevor Mock with InvestorCarrot. Got my little carrot bud here with me, but got another case study call for you guys. We've been putting out case studies the last few weeks, and we're really excited because it's fun talking with our customers and talking with people who are out there implementing and making stuff happen. So we've got another awesome customer here with us today, Cyndy, and you guys will learn more about Cyndy here in a second and what she focuses on, what she's doing as an investor, how she's using InvestorCarrot, what she did before, kind of thing. But before we dive into the case study, guys, I want to urge you, look around this website, wherever this video is. If you're on YouTube, click the link below this. It'll take you to our website where you can see other case studies and learn more ways that you can grow your real estate investing business online. Let's kind of navigate around and look at the other case studies, because one case study may resonate with you more than the other one. And Cyndy's is going to be a really cool story here. So let's just go ahead and dive in, Cyndy. So, of course, welcome into this case study call, Cyndy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you big time hopping on here. We bounced a couple emails back and forth, and I know that you've referred some members to us, and they've just raved about the service that you guys have been giving them. So I thought, hey, let's look into Cyndy and see what they're doing. And I saw leads, coming into your website, and you guys are raving about it. So I'm like, let's get you guys on, tell your story, and hopefully some other people can learn from this, and also, if it's a right fit, be inspired to join InvestorCarrot. But let's dive in and kind of take it way back to, let's go through your story. I guess, number one, what do you do? Where can people find you online? But then let's dive into how did you start investing in the first place?
It was pretty neat. My husband was an electrical contractor, and I was a homeschool mom and a professional volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking, if anything ever happened to Tom, what am I going to do? How am I, there's not a big market for professional volunteers. So I went and purchased the course about 15 years ago, paid $600 and started studying it. And I went out and put a house under contract, no money down, rehabbed it, none of my own money, and made $110,000 my first deal.
Nice.
And I decided, hey, there must be something to this.
Yeah.
So I started studying and going through every aspect and learning everything I could about real estate and investing. And I went and got websites, and I paid $1,500, $2,500. They promised me the world. And I went on, and it was anything but that. And I spent a lot of money having SEO and VAs doing work for me to get out on the web. And I just really wanted to do it, and bought Dave Corby's course.
Mm-hmm.
And he got me going on it.
Cool.
And Adrian hooked me up with Carrot. And I said, wow, this is when I first saw it, Angels sang.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything I've been wanting in a website. I'm just thrilled.
Awesome. I love it. So just to recap, so you started, so I guess how long have you been investing now?
About 20 years. We dabbled the traditional way for 20 years.
Okay.
Bank financing, buying them rentals.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew there had to be another way. You can only have so many mortgages, so many ways, and you've got to start thinking out of the box.
Exactly.
And that's what how to buy real estate with no money down.
Exactly. So are you guys mainly wholesaling now? You still rehabbing, a little of both?
I do a lot of wholesaling. I do a lot of lease options. I have done short sales, but I've backed away from them because of the market, the way it's changed. We do almost everything. I'm also involved in a program called ACTS, and it's sort of like taking control of the property without having any money invested in it. So with the economy the way it is, what I do right now is purchase homes without any of my own money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've been doing.
That's exciting. So I'm on, I've got your website here down on the bottom half of this, and from time to time we'll kind of bounce back and forth just to show people, because on these case study calls, guys, it's not just about the story of the member. It's also some applicable stuff that you can apply in your own business, whether you're an InvestorCarrot member or not. InvestorCarrot for a lot of people just happens to make it a little bit easier. But so here's one of your sites, Cyndy Buys Houses, and you're in Quakertown, and that's, how big is that town? How big is Quakertown?
It's not large at all. It's a small town. There are a number of small towns around me. We're north of Philadelphia and south of Allentown, which are both, larger towns.
Mm-hmm.
I focus on higher end homes. My average house, like if I wholesale it, is I don't go below $5,000. My average wholesaling is between 10 and 15. So it's in a higher end market, not, into the city.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, how many deals a year are you guys going through right now?
Oh, my goal is to do four a month. We surpassed that certain months. Yesterday, I picked up two lease rent to owns and also a owner financing and a wholesale. So that was just yesterday. I mean, it was just crazy. So it varies. We might do a couple axe deals thrown into that. So
That's
it's
exciting.
real.
So I pulled up just a quick Google search. We buy houses Quakertown. Of course, that's just one of the phrases that really motivated sellers tend to put in. Of course, there's this whole thought process line that goes into, for sellers. They might first be looking for their home value and like a bunch of stuff, but
Right,
we've kind of
right.
found the we buy houses or sell house fast, or there's a whole bunch of other terms around that, or when they're really motivated to sell. And you guys are right in front of them there. So you mentioned the program that you've gone through with David, and that's part of our 3 lead per day training, which we're adding to it here. And it's really effective, guys. It's kind of funny. It's not a coincidence that the people who are getting the best results with Carrot are the people who are going out there and marketing. And the 3 lead per day training with David's training in it is just a really great. It's laid out really well. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's you click a couple buttons and you got this stuff happening, but it's not hard. It's just stuff that you got to take it and apply it. And Cindy's done it. So you rank
I,
number one.
I also I also have a number of websites. I probably have eight. And as you split test and add, I also split test my websites. It might sound a little different, but you'll go down there. I'm the top two on Google on that term, and you'll probably be down. I'm down there in other names also. So what I've been doing is I found out with Carrot, um, my duration of people staying on my site went from very short period to I think I'm averaging 4 minutes,
Wow.
which is to me awesome. I'm thrilled. So what I'm going to be doing, I got a lot more results in Carrot in a very short time using Dave's program and the SEO into your um, whole website.
Cool. I like it. So yeah, guys, I'm showing you right here. So this is just one search term. We don't really have time to go into a lot of other ones, but so here's Cindy's video on YouTube. Here's another one. You can of course see right there. They both point back to one of her Carrot sites right there, and these videos rank well. It's got her on them. That's a big key, guys. That a lot of people they'll do videos, but it's just this video that is just text and stock images up there. And when you do that, you can get it to rank well, but you're not building that connection with people. And you can see right here on this video, if I were to click it, Cindy's right in the video. I mean, I'm sure there's some
Yep.
other. Let me pause it
And
here.
what I would do different, those I did a while ago in the beginning, those are pictures and text, and I put my picture up there. What I'm doing now is actually live videos of myself. But those were one of the first ones I put up like 2 months ago, and they're ranking right up there.
Cool, and they work, and they work, and then right below that is a Carrot side of yours. So
Yeah, they're
let's go ahead and bounce over to this Carrot site in particular. Cindy, I'm going to bring it up and cover the whole page just for quick illustrations purposes. So you mentioned on your
I'm going.
end that one of the things that you enjoyed about Carrot versus some of your other websites was the interaction and engagement.
Mhm.
What were your other websites like? Were they just a squeeze page, or did they have other content on them too?
They had content, but it wasn't the right content. And I was having to create squeeze pages to get them on there. And then I hired a VA, like everybody else said to do my SEO. And I ended up getting every single lead from every other country on my opt-in pages. So I was like, this is not working. I don't want to, want this. So I started doing it myself. And because I thought I was being held hostage by the VA. So when I saw this site, like if you look right there, go back to the foreclosure. I have used that going through foreclosure as a link and having them get the book, download the book, and I use that as an advertisement. Go here for a free book on foreclosure. Or there might be on the rent to own homes. There's I think a couple books on there, and there's books all through your site where you can use as a marketing tool. And I do that all the time. I do something different. We really push our image, our picture, because we're very active in the community. So a lot of times you don't see someone's picture up front. It's not like, wow, but we're known in the area and it works for
Yeah,
us.
and that's one thing. I've talked this on a couple webinars, training calls that we've done in the past, and And we've tested things. I know you're a big tester. I'm really looking forward to talking with you after this and running some tests with you guys to help improve results even more. But one thing that we've tested, guys, is number one, for sellers, you got to think of the mindset that they're in. The sellers, especially if they're a really motivated seller, they've probably gone and maybe heard the bad stuff that the news says about real estate investors or wholesalers or whatever you want to call yourselves. And then, they see the word scam out there and like all this stuff out there. And of course, just like any industry, there's those rotten apples in any industry, and then the news, they blow them up because that's what they have to do to sell ads and get people to watch the news. And that's what's in people's minds, is they are immediately going into the situation skeptical. They're immediately going into the situation going, I'm going to go on this website and they have to prove to me why they're credible to work with. And Cyndy and Thomas are doing that here. You can see right here on their homepage here this is a rent to own one. Right there, it's an informal, nice. They're smiling. It's not, they're not buttoned up in their real estate agent garb, leaning over on one knee, giving the cheesy real estate agent grin. It's like they're real people. Yeah, these are people who could be your neighbors, and they're going to work with you. And she tells their story right here. Different organizations that you're in, the park board and 4-H. And I mean, if a person reads that, they're gonna know pretty quickly they're dealing with a real person. And that's pretty big. I'm just curious, Cyndy, did you test that, or is that just something that's just your style? You always like to be really personal on the...
I tested it. For us, it works. I mean, there's a lot of investors. I'm in a very infiltrated area with a lot of investors and a lot of bad rap. So I just tried this one time. It's against everything you're supposed to do. They say, don't put your picture on, just we buy houses, dirty, bright orange cards. I did everything opposite. And it worked for this. Now, I do have another site where I don't have that up, and it does not get the response as this one does. And people will say, too, like my Facebook page ties into this, my signs, everything funnels into one branding of us. So we'll maybe won't have that many signs up, but everybody says, you're everywhere, you're everywhere. I see you all over the place because of the brand.
That's cool. So I want to hit on one thing here. Then I'd love to dive into a couple other ways that you're using Carrot to get leads. Before we hopped on here, you talked about some ways you're getting leads right now, but I want to touch on the content side of things a little bit more. And I'm going to drag this back down so we can be in front of there. So the content side of things, and this is something with a case study we did with Brittany Bowling recently. She's another really successful member. Also connected with Adrian. Adrian's kind of the crux of a lot of these successful people. Yeah, which is cool. So the content on it, how big of a deal was that to you to have pre-written content that, of course, you can go in and customize it and make it your twist, but was that a big deal to you, or was that like, not a big deal at all?
That was everything. When I saw it, I couldn't believe it. Everything was there. Everything I wanted, the forms. I have gone in and changed it a lot. We've put in our own testimonial. It's very easy to do. It is just great. I've done a couple pages and blogs. I think it's Sell Your Own, Rent to Own Home. I wrote a couple articles there and Avoid Foreclosures, where I put on the search engines and direct more. So it was very easy to add posts.
Cool, yeah, and I just did the quick search, Avoid Foreclosure, Quakertown.
Avoid Foreclosure, below that's mine.
Okay.
On the salt bar.
Cool.
Okay,
well, that's a really good segue. So, and that's one big, you guys and guys. If you're looking at InvestorCarrot or any system for that matter, one thing you've got to realize is content, right? So any website has to have some kind of content. So either you've got to write it or you've got to have a system that has the content for you. And then you just need to really learn and go, okay, how did the company behind this content, how did they write it? Did they write it just so they could get website templates up and sell them? Or did they write it strategically with certain things in mind? And the way that we've written all of our content, it's the way that I write everything, and I wrote a lot of the content along with my writers, where we write things for two purposes. Number one is to help optimize it for SEO for your market. So I'm not going to say that you're going to get number one ranking in any market because of that content, but it does help. And then if you're in a competitive market, you got to do a little bit more work leverage the 3 lead per day training system, which is an upgrade in our system, like Cyndy's done through David's training. But then the second part of it is conversion. So if we get someone to a page, we've written the page in a way like Cyndy mentioned, where her engagement on her site went up to 4 something minutes. So every visitor is spending about 4 minutes on the website, and that's by design, guys. It's not on accident. So we've written content to guide people through this journey. If they're ready to convert right away, you've got the homepage here, and they convert right there. If they're not ready to convert right away, they'll go browse around learn a little bit more, and you can look at our other blog posts on our Carrot blog and see some of the testing we've done to find out what motivated sellers are engaging in. A lot of them are looking at testimonials. I'm not sure about on your site, but we've shown heat maps. Yeah, we've shown heat maps of sellers looking for and engaging in testimonials, and you can see they've got testimonials here. Nothing fancy, but they've got some testimonials here. They're real people. So I love it. It's just cool seeing that you guys used our platform, did some simple tweaks. You guys didn't do much. You didn't get a fancy big old logo. You didn't have to, you didn't go through and do a bunch of design changes. Actually, no design changes. You kept it.
Awesome, it is.
Yeah, you kept the background, kept the colors. You added in a couple pieces of content, which is awesome. You customized up here to make it more personal. Added in testimonials. And other than that, I mean, you guys used our system as it was, which honestly is the way that we want people to use it.
It works.
So last, let's share, if you wouldn't mind sharing a few things that are working for you to generate leads. So one thing you mentioned was Craiglist, and here's an ad that we're looking at right now.
That one is to avoid foreclosure. I don't even know how many ads I have. I have so many of them. I don't really know. But I target on Craigslist, different areas, what they want, if they're over leveraged, if it's a wholesale deal, if there's owner financing. And that one, as you can see, where I just put a lot of content in there, like reasons why they should call me. You'll see there's 4 little 5 points there, and every one I do a little different. I also do I do bandit signs, but not your typical. I only do it on properties that we own or doing, because it adds credibility. When they're on the, I don't know, sometimes when they're hammered up around here, we have 12 signs there, and they just sort of ignore it. I put signs on our properties that I'm pushing. You can see, let me see what else is here. What I had to do and what I'm doing now, not just Quakertown, we're targeting all the other towns around. So I'm in the process of doing new pages and getting that for each and every town. That's one, I think, in Philadelphia, I believe, that I have. Right. And
Quakertown, Perkshire, Dublin.
Yep.
So I like it, Cyndy. So in your Craigslist ads, just so people can kind of take a few notes away from here. So you're, of course, putting the URL in there. And as of a few months ago, if you guys aren't familiar out there watching this, Craigslist doesn't let you hyperlink your links anymore, which is a bummer. But are you finding that people are still going through here, copying and pasting this, going to the browser and going to your website?
It's funny because sometimes they pop up as a hyperlink. I mean, I used to type in there here, and they would do it. You're not allowed to do that. But if I type in that, a lot of times, some of the ads, they're coming up and going right to the website. It's crazy. I don't understand. But I get a lot of hits from that. I have a phone number. Not everybody goes through, fills a form out. They'll call me when they go to the website. I have Facebook ads. I do mailings. I do everything. And, it's just working for us. And I try and do everything into a funnel into our programs. And we're going to be switching a lot over to Carrot. We're going to be closing down the other websites and opening them.
Cool. No, that's really cool. So one last thing on the Craigslist ads, because I know this is going through people's minds that they see all these ads and it seems like a lot of work. What are you doing? Are you the one physically going in there and posting these, or do you have someone helping you with it?
I started out and I had a VA, and the VA was not doing it the way I wanted. And this takes me 4 minutes a day. I mean, it took a little bit to set up, and I kept adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. And 4 minutes a day, it's just refreshing, renewing, and that's it. Once you get your
Everyone's got 4 minutes a day, guys. So like Cyndy said, she did put some work into probably writing the ads and creating the systems and getting the email addresses and the Craigslist account set up. But that took, maybe a few hours, half a day, something like that?
Well, what I was doing was I do maybe 3 or 4 ads a day, and it would take, once you get your pictures on your desktop and you can click around, you'll see a lot of my pictures are the same. They're not all new ones. I sort of switch them around, but you got to be careful when you post Craigslist. They have to be a little different, or they'll start ghosting you, which is a whole nother thing.
I like it. So,
But yeah,
so one last thing on here, I'm just looking so people can kind of take a couple notes. So this one is, targeting motivated sellers. You've got it in the real estate by owner section. Are you finding those getting flagged, or are they skating through and being up there?
not by other investors sometimes, I think. But I'm all over, and it's well, you know, if
That's
it works, then people copy you, and it's a compliment.
exactly.
Yes.
That's really cool. Well, shoot, Cindy. I mean, I appreciate you hopping on here. Is there anything else on your mind that you want to relay to, whether it's an experienced investor like yourself and they're wanting to find something that works better or that's just easier for them to use as far as the websites, or even a newer investor that's thinking about using Carrot? What kind of pearls of wisdom would you pass along to people?
Well, we do a lot of mentoring and all over the United States. And what I just started doing was referring our students to it, because within 15 minutes they can have their site up going. It's not that hard to customize. They don't know the great deal they have, because I didn't go all through the other things and all the other problems. But it's consistency. And even with David's course, which is great, you just have to keep going. Right in the beginning, you don't see results, and it just keep pushing in and pushing in and pushing in, and you will. The ones that stop are the ones that don't succeed. And there's bumps in the road and there's walls, and you just got to push through them.
That's
And the doors open.
I'm glad you said that, because that's a huge lesson. And guys and gals, once again, if you haven't watched Brittany's case study, go find it somewhere on the site. It's over here, down, wherever it is. Find it, because she is a great testimonial to that right there, that she decided she was going to make this whole online marketing thing work. She started with 0 leads, and she was working a job. And then it took her about, I think she said 3 to 4 months to really get to the level where she was getting about 1 lead per week, which that right there is not enough to sustain a business. But she kept on pushing. She's in a really competitive market of Baltimore, so it took a little bit more effort than if you're in a smaller town. But she kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And it wasn't until about 8 months later she did that first deal from those leads. And since then she's done 4. She quit her job. And she's doing this full time now. And if she would have given up in the first 3 months, or 4 or 5 or even 6, then it wouldn't have worked. So, Cyndy, I really appreciate you hopping on. Guys and gals, go to Cyndy's website and connect with them. If you're looking for a good mentor, check out CyndyBuysHouses.com, CYNDY BuysHouses.com. Connect with them on there. Or do you have another website that you want to point people toward?
No, that's fine. You can go there. I'm going to try and get everything focused on Carrot. Just keep going.
Well, perfect, guys. So, well, thank you, Cyndy, for this call. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. If you have any questions, hit us up on live chat or email. And we're here for you. We're here for you to grow your business, to grow your online leads, and to hopefully inspire you to be a better real estate entrepreneur now and in the future.
Thank you.
Cool.